Hello PIM people and welcome. I'm Rasmus and this video is about how to create more complex attributes. This is really one of the fun part of Struct PIM, if you ask me. And this is where, in my opinion, it makes the use of Struct PIM unlimited. So some of the earlier videos was pretty basic about creating these basic attributes and creating a basic data model with information. Now I'll try to make a really complex attribute and tie all the information we have so far together, and you will see how you can make these amazing attributes in there. Okay, let's go into it. Go back to the attribute level here, and now we want to create just a mixture of everything pretty much. So I'll create a new attribute, call it demo specs list. So the idea is that I will create a specification list of attributes for whatever product I have. Just call it the specs list. There you are. And then I want to create a list. So a list is a type in Struct PIM where you can just keep adding more of the same attributes to. So it could be a text field or whatever, or number, and then you can attach multiple of the same values in there. And a list can be anything. A list could be a list of global list values, or it could be a list of a complex attribute, which we will try now. So we will create a complex attribute, and a complex attribute is where you can mix all the different data types together. So as you can see, I just getting thrown at a new page with exactly the same specification for attributes now. So I'll just create a let's just call it list model. So that will be the complex list model. Just put in list model, and then this will be a complex data type. And in this complex data type, I want to create different fields in there. So you are now clicking and adding attributes to that complex list you're creating. And now I get a new attribute list which look exactly like the other one, or a template to fill in which looks exactly like the other one. So you kind of get that feeling that this is the same attribute you're using, or the same attribute structure template you're using again on top of each other. That's exactly right. This is how it's done, and this is brilliant. So I could create a new complex list right now again, or I could do whatever I want. But now I want to add the different data types into it. So I want to have what would we call it? A name. That'll be a text field in here. Say text, max length 20 characters. When I fill this one out, it should be mandatory. Localized, default English, save. And then I want to add a new attribute. That'll be a number. No, let's call it length. Length. There we are. That'll be a number. Have 2 decimals. It'll be put in centimeters. It is mandatory. It'll not be localized because that number would be the same for all languages. And then I want to add in a so you can attach a document. That could be an image or a doc or a PDF document or whatever to that line. Document. And in here, that data type will be media. So this is also what I want to show you here. We are throwing a lot of things together: media, complex, and list data types, mixing all of it together. What type of media would you allow the user to select here? I'll give them access to select a file. That could be a PDF file or an image. Can they attach more? No, just one. Otherwise, you could allow multi-select, and then they'll have the possibility of keep adding 1 or 0 to whatever, 100. I'll not make it mandatory. I will make that one localized. The clever thing about this is you can attach images with different text depending on languages, or if let's say you have won a prize in Germany for your product, but you don't have won that prize for in other countries, then you could have a specific picture including that prize logo or whatever you have, and that should only be visible in Germany but not the rest of the pictures. So that could be an option, and again localized for the document. So if you have a document you attach in English languages or whatever, translate to other languages. Default English. Save. So now I have created a complex data model where some of the fields are localized. This is the small flag here. I don't know if that's obvious. This is the small flag. And then you have these different possibilities. This display rendering, what should it look like when it's shown in a list? We will say that this should be just the name when it's displayed in there. Separator is if you show both the name and the length number there, what should separate these values? By default, it's a comma, but you could throw in whatever separator you want, or it's up to you. Back office rendering, that will be the rendering in the PIM tool itself here, Struct PIM. So you will see what it looks like in here, the back office, and this display rendering is when it's outside. So yeah, the different channels you sync these information to. And again, back office rendering separator. And then there's often a confusion about, should I localize this attribute? And this is a no-go. You should not localize this complex attribute. You should just localize the different fields you want to be localized. So we have everything on the complex model now. Submit that one. And now we are back to where we created that list. You have, again, same information about how you want these information to be separated. If you want to use a specific separator, here the default is the pipe. Don't know if you can see it here. This one, oh, this one, pipe. And you can make a table view. That is pretty clever. I will show that afterwards when we have attached it to the data model, what the difference is between just a pure list and a table view list, because the table view list is pretty clever in my opinion. You can add some default template to these rows. You don't have to. Again, you don't have to localize this one because the different fields is already localized. Okay, saved. And now we have created this list of a complex attribute which have different attributes attached to it. So everything mixed together now. Now I want to attach it to the product model we have created before, demo product. I want to make a new tab in here. It'll be a dynamic tab called specs. On that specs, I want to create a dynamic section called info. And in here, I want to attach the attribute I just created. Demo spec lists. There we are. It's not mandatory. We can always fill that out afterwards. Save that one. And now go back to the demo product I just created before. And now you will see I have a specs tab up here, and I can create a list of these attributes or the complex list we just created. So click add. And then you will see I'm presented with the fields we created: a name, demo, 1, length, that long, and we had decimals. So we can do it like this, or 5. And then this one is not mandatory, you don't see an asterisk, there was only these two, so we could potentially save now. And another one, because it's a list, demo 2, whatever length. And we can add a document here. So I have some demo files, that's a stupid Excel file I could just attach to it. So now that one have a document attached. You can use this one to drag them around. So if you want them sorted in a different way, you can do that. Or you can delete one of them if you don't want to have it in here anymore. That's it. Pretty straightforward. Let's go for demo 3. Save. Okay, so this is the list with a complex attribute in there. And I can imagine now you're just thinking of tons of different ways you can you can put this together. And this was really where Struct PIM blew my mind, was this complex attribute you can set together in tons of different ways. So you can always succeed in what specific fields you want in here. So I promised you I want to show the table view. So if I go back to that attribute here, search for it, demo, we have it here. And I want to edit this one. Go down here, enable table view. And you can decide which one of the fields you want to see in that table view. If you doesn't define anything, all of them will just be visible. So I'll not define anything here. Save that one. Okay, so now when we have added that table view to it, we can go here and find that product again. Oh, sorry, here. It's down here. And now you will see that you have these fields up here. So the table view or the list is in a table view, and that means that you have these fields available where you can do search. If you have a long list and you need to find specific values, you can just say, I want to show all the ones that containing 2 or whatever. You can click here and arrange them in a different order. You can click the plus to add a new one, demo 4, and that's it. Add it in there. And of course you can edit single lines of them, you can delete them, all that stuff. So this is the table view of the list. And as you can see, I just changed it after I have added information, so you can always change your mind if you want to see it in a specific way or not. I really hope that shows you how flexible Struct PIM is and how you can build these complex attributes. This is, in my opinion, really where Struct PIM is brilliantly strong. So your customer or your users cannot come up with a data type you can't model somehow with the complex environment in here. This is pretty clever. If this have raised any questions or you want to see a demo of Struct PIM, reach out to me or one of the other Struct PIM partners out there. We would love to show you about this. I hope this have deserved a like or subscribe from you. If not, no biggie at all. I just hope you enjoyed the content and have a great day, and thank you for watching. Bye.